too many Hollywood movies in a row. What else is going on in the world? Movies are being made all over the world.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a little country called Japan?
Yeah, it's about to get real prominent in on the world stage in the news segment,
Oh God, yeah.
which I think that's kind of an interesting thing about this movie is thinking about it being made in like militarized imperial Japan, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
I was almost like kind of trying to like look for things of like was it like trying to comment on like the state of the world? I don't know. I couldn't see anything in this movie, but I'm also not as familiar with sort of that era of Japanese culture or Japanese
Hmm.
culture in general. I've never been there. But the movie that we watched is The Story of the Last Chrysanthemum, directed by Kenji Mizoguchi.
Yes. And yeah, I've heard about Mizoguchi like back in college.
Yeah,
Like
I
he's
definitely had heard the name.
um definitely like one of those Criterion type people.
Yeah,
We watched this on the Criterion channel.
yeah, of
Uh
course. I feel like there's like in terms of especially 20th century Japanese filmmakers, it's like Kurosawa number one. Like he's the one that everyone likes and knows the most.
yeah. And like
And then
Ozu.
like Ozu, right? Ozu's like a little bit more Criterion core, a little bit deeper cuts, and then it's like Mizuguchi is like the real like Criterion people know Mizuguchi. Um, and I feel like that kind of from the so this is the only Mizuguchi movie I've seen. I think the only
Yeah.
Ozu movie I've seen is the one that we did on the show.
Yeah, but very I'm excited to get to both of their later
And then I've seen
movies.
like a bunch of Kurosawa stuff. But I do think it's funny that Kurosawa makes like these like historical like adventure movies and like Shakespeare adaptations. Ozu makes these like really kind of kind of heartfelt like dramas.
Yeah.
And then it seems like Mizuguchi makes the most depressing movies ever made. And like that goes for this movie, and then reading up on him, it seems like that was his shtick. Was like all of his movies are just like Jesus, man, this is rough.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen any of his other movies, but this definitely like has some kind of what was it? We saw that one by Mikio Naruse, which was like another the other
That was
uh
the one about the like were they sisters who like one moves away and then
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
that one
Or like
was a rough
friends or
sit.
something. But
Yeah,
it's like yeah,
I didn't love that one.
they both really lay on the misery,
Oh
you
yeah,
know. This one is about a kind of a nepo baby actor
I don't know
who
if he has seen because he's a yeah I guess he's a nepo baby actor.
he's
I find the nepo baby thing kind of almost needlessly cruel sometimes. I'm just like who cares?
but I mean in this case like it is very clearly his association
Yeah,
with his
that's
parents
like a big plot point.
that is allowing him to succeed when
Yeah.
he is not a good actor in kabuki theater. They keep hammering that home. And then he kind of falls in love with the first person who's honest to him and says like
Yeah.
says to his face, you
He
stink,
he he asks,
buddy.
"Was I bad?" And she says, "You were." She's like, "Sorry, but like you were really bad. Like really bad."
And so he kind of follows her and kind of tries to change his name and work his way back up.
Yeah. Well, he
And like
immediately falls in love with this woman because she's honest with him,
yeah,
which no one else has been like his entire life it seems like. And
hmm
then his family is like, "Well, no, she's a maid. That's not allowed. Also, she's fired."
yeah,
Um and he's like, "Screw you guys. I'm going to make my own name for myself as an actor. I'm gonna go move away, go to Osaka because he's
hmm
living in Tokyo, and I'll build my own life for myself. And then that turns out to be a lot more difficult than he initially thought it would be. And eventually, Otoku, the woman he fell in love with, follows him to Osaka, and it's kind of unclear to me if she has any romantic interest in him whatsoever. She just seems like
no, I think she
I think
does.
she does, but it's like
It's just like she knows that she is like
she's like, I don't want to get
she's like
married. I
he's
just
like
want to help you be a better actor.
well, she only says that she doesn't want to get married because she knows how scandalous it would be.
Right.
Like she is very aware of her social station and she got fired just because they were sharing a watermelon together, you know?
Yeah. And
Like
she's like, what the heck? Why am I getting fired? And they're just like,
but it seems like she finds a lot of meaning in like being able to express herself through like boosting up his career. The movie just is like she has an extremely thankless situation
Yeah.
in this
Which
movie.
is a thing that, while watching the movie, was really kind of turning me off to it.
Hmm.
And then seem like kind of reading up on Mizuguchi's other work and sort of and this movie, that does seem like the point he's trying to make is that like this
Hmm.
woman is sacrificing everything for this guy.
Yeah.
She's like being like so sacrificial and and getting nothing back in return,
Yeah,
really.
there are points where he's outright cruel to her,
Yeah.
but she still stands by him,
Hmm.
which, it's an interesting thing for someone to do. It's like it almost feels like, why don't you just like cut your ties with this
Yeah.
guy?
But then it's like after I think it's like 5 years of him like on the like low rent kabuki circuit, like just
And we've all spent a few years
I
on the
know,
low rent
haven't we?
kabuki circuit.
It's like he finally gets to like showcase his skills as a kabuki performer.
Yeah. Skills of an artist.
Yeah. And like because of all of this time he spent with this woman where she's just been like, no, you need to like keep working at it, keep working at it, keep working at it. He's become a really good actor.
Yeah, through her efforts,
Right.
basically,
Exactly. Pretty much.
or her encouragement and
Yeah.
support. Yeah.
And the movie explicitly says like because of her, because of what she did, now he's a good actor. And so then now because he's a good actor, now his family respects him again because they're like, "Hey, you're a good actor. We're into that." And then they find out that it's really all because of this woman that he fell in love with, who's been like giving up her entire life to help him. And so they're like, "Oh, like it's all because of her. Go be with her." And so then he does go to be with her, and she dies.
Yeah, too little, too late. Uh,
And it is, I like, where it's going. Once it's like, oh, she's very sick. It's like, oh, she's gonna die, like
yeah,
right away, right? But it's still, it's like the scene of them talking, like right before the end of the movie, where it's like both of them know that she's about to die,
yeah,
but neither of them really want to say that. She kind of does. She's like, no, like I'm good. Like I'm happy that you're happy, kind of.
yeah. And in her last moments, right? Like they are on paper in love with each other, right? Although
Yeah,
he doesn't always act like it. Sometimes he does. I don't want to be too harsh to him. Like he abandons his family so that
yeah.
like in a
That's
major part
yeah.
so that he can be with her. But then, a couple years pass and he's just being uh, mean. She is in this not as like an equal partner, but as someone who can only exist as who can only express excellence like through someone else.
Mm, mm,
She's like sells a lot of her own objects to get him like a dressing table vanity mirror
yeah.
thing, and she's almost like none of my stuff matters. Like
Also,
it's all
she's the
about
only
you,
one who
you
helps the
know.
guy try to bring it up the stairs.
Yeah,
He does not help at all. Yeah, but I mean, in also, I wonder how much of this is kind of the intended thesis of the movie. So right at when they're sort of like having this conversation as she is like minutes
yeah,
from
that's
death,
right. Yeah,
he says, like we can finally be happy both in art and life, right? Because it's like, oh, he's become a good actor, his family accepts him. If they can now just like live happily together, then it's like everything's cool.
yeah.
But that doesn't happen because she dies. It makes me wonder if the point that Mizuguchi is trying to make is that like, no, you don't get both. Like, you want to be happy, you gotta like art and life are not. I don't know. I don't know if that's his intention, where it's like you can't be happy in art and life. You have to sort of like trade off one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I think another big idea of this is just like the way that like rigid social structures harm people
Oh
from
yeah,
like
for sure.
from like it all turned out to not matter anyway, right? Like this whole thing happened because like they couldn't be associated with each other because
Hmm.
like it's not done, and then like they just changed their mind and it's fine.
Well, yeah, and even then, it's I don't know. There's also the thing where it's like she's dying and he has to leave because there's like a parade in his honor,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, like this is part of being an actor. Like you need to go.
Think of your public.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the fans need to see you and celebrate you. Like that's part of what is being a great actor is about. And so he leaves and he's like in a parade while she's dying.
Yeah.
And it's,
And
I
you can
mean,
like see it on his
you can
face
see
that he
he's not
knows.
enjoying that parade at all. Like, how could you?
Yeah.
Um, But it's this sort of thing like he is being celebrated and adored, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, he is like the greatest kabuki theater performer we've ever seen. Like he's like the greatest artistic success you could possibly hope for,
Yeah.
and he's miserable because the woman he's in
Mm,
love with died
right. Like she was
a
sort
minute
of
ago.
what gave meaning to it for him.
Yeah,
Where like he was just kind of floating through life before having just a bunch of yes men
yeah.
around him, right? Yeah, and her last act is like yet another kind of selfless
Hmm.
thing of like, you don't need to stay with me while I die. Go and stand in
Yeah.
the parade because that's what you're supposed to do.
Apparently, that is like a big recurring theme in all of Mizuguchi's work is the like suffering and sacrifice of women, often in for like the men in their lives.
Hmm.
There was a little Criterion bonus thing on Criterion Channel, talking about that. One of the things that brought it up is there is sort of a pro and anti feminist read of that, where it's like the thing. It was like, well, Mizuguchi is like having a lot of like complex female characters in his movies,
Hmm.
but they're all suffering the entire time. Like they all just get like shit on forever. And that's like
Right. And this movie isn't directly really like advocating for anything. It's just
no.
showing you
Yeah.
like here's a way that people suffer. Here's a
Yeah.
way that women
Yeah.
suffer. Maybe kind of like blown up and dramatized here.
But there was definitely sort of towards the end of the movie, I'm like, is this movie like advocating for just like, hey, just sacrifice everything for the person you love and then, it'll be
It's
great.
like it works.
Right? But it's yeah, I think also like that last shot of him like at the front of the like float going down the canal is like he looks so miserable at the front of that parade. And it's yeah, it is the kind of thing where it's like I do not think this movie is like advocating that he like succeeded in any real way.
Yeah. Speaking of him succeeding, one of the things that was kind of weird about this movie, or it's not even weird, it's not the movie's fault, it's just my fault for not knowing culture so well. But like there is this kind of scene that's like he's finally going to get his break to prove himself that he's not a bad actor anymore. And so it shows this like really extended scene of his kabuki performance.
Hmm.
And I am looking at it the whole time going, I don't have enough context to understand
If this is
whether
good
this
or
is a
not.
good performance or
I
not.
thought the exact same thing. I'm like, I have no idea if this is as an audience member, am I supposed to be like, damn, he's done it? Or am
Yeah.
I supposed to be like, woof, yikes?
Yeah, like this is kind of supposed to be this sort of like the end of Whiplash, like he is like doing amazing stuff on the
Right.
drums, but
Yeah.
and like you're like yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
but for kabuki theater, but yeah, I have no idea what the difference between good and bad kabuki acting
I mean, he
is
was doing something.
because kabuki acting is not naturalistic acting.
No, it seems from my understanding of it like very dance adjacent or very dance heavy.
It did.
And
It did start with the kind of iconic kabuki.
yeah,
Kind
I
of
don't know if they do masks in Kabuki or if that's just a no thing.
is no puppets. Isn't no
I
puppets?
thought no was masks.
I don't know.
We're advertising our ignorance right now. Again, like towards the end, there's the bit where like the kind of spoiled actor dad finally shows that he's like respects his son and his autonomy, where he finds out that Otoku, the um the woman he's in love with, and they've been living together for years at this point.
Hmm.
He's like, no, like we can like the parade can wait. Like go see your wife, and
Yeah.
like that got me. I was like, oh,
Yeah, and then she goes like, "I can call you my husband now."
yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is not a cheery film.
No.
It does have. I mean, we've talked a lot about like formal, like filmmaking stuff this episode, and I think this movie feels so different, sort of like stylistically to the anything else
Yeah.
we watched.
Yeah.
There's basically no close-ups in this movie.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's a yeah. I don't think
There's
there
like
is a
one.
single one.
I feel like the only one I remember
was
is like a single insert shot of a piece of paper.
right. Yeah. Again, apparently, like I'm learning most of what I know about Mizuguchi like this week from this movie. apparently he kind of hated close-ups and was like, close-ups are bad.
Hmm.
Or at least at this point in his career, he'd already made like 50 to 100 movies by the time he made this.
I, I
Crazy.
I do like how the kind of pulled back perspective mirrors the theatrical
Yeah,
subject
I thought
matter.
about that. And also, it really makes you feel, especially in like kind of some of the more like intense scenes, it does kind of make you feel like you're really kind of privy to like a private moment between two people or between one person like by
Hmm.
themselves. Like
Hmm.
I think especially the scenes where someone is in a room by themselves and
Right.
we're just kind of, wide shot of the whole room, and they come in, they like do their little business, and they kind of have a moment just with themselves, and it's like this feels like I'm like hiding in the dresser or something. That it's like
And
it's very intimate and kind of not necessarily uncomfortable, but it's just like you really feel, it's
it's
not
like observational.
right. We're not editing. We're not. It's not trying to like tell you what's happening in the scene. We're just watching a person in like have a moment. And those scenes I thought really worked very well. There's sort of mirroring scenes between Kiku, who's the actor, and Otoku.
Otoku. It's in the back of my mind the whole time.
I know, where they each are sort of like sitting in a room having this kind of, this is after they've been living together, but they've separated because he's become a successful actor again, or
Kind of
for the
keeps
first time.
happening back and forth that
Yeah,
they.
but it's like she like set up this whole thing for him to get like an acting showcase, knowing that it if it works, then they will have to separate.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Yes, no, that I know that going in, I'm gonna do it anyway." And so then like she just goes home, like and like there's no lights on. She just kind of comes into the room and like sits,
It's sad.
and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you feel it.
Yeah.
And then there's like the next scene is like people are celebrating. It's like, oh yeah, like he's back. He's a great actor now.
Kiku's
And
done it.
but then it's like we're watching that in a wide, and like the camera really slowly just like moves over, and even like the sound starts to move away, like it's like
Hmm.
we're hearing it from the next room, all these people laughing and celebrating, and we see Kiku just like sitting by himself as like people are laughing in the next room.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I don't know. I for whatever reason like that, I was like, oh, I've been there. I've like been in a
Oh
situation where
man.
there's like people laughing in another room, and I'm like having a moment where I'm just like, I do not feel cheery.
It's like that meme, the like they don't know that I'm sad about my dying wife.
That's yeah, basically. But like that's a thing where I feel like this style of being like very restrained and very just like almost every scene in this movie is like a
Mhm.
single shot. There's like very, very few edits in the entire thing. It will
Right.
occasionally cut to different angles of things just to reveal more information about
Yeah.
something, but it's
Not
like
Birdman style, but like
right, every scene.
every
Every
scene.
scene tends
Yeah.
to be like the camera's on a tripod or like locked off, and it's like
Yeah.
everything is happening in one shot.
And it doesn't mind like taking its time too. Like there's a scene where they
Yeah.
just like slice up a watermelon and eat it in
Yeah.
real time, you know?
Exactly. But it's like even that is the kind of thing where because it happens in real time, it has this kind of like
Like,
immediacy or just like
mm,
intimacy to it where it's I kind of feel like I'm just sitting here eating watermelon with
yeah.
them, you know?
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the scene in was it A Ghost Story where Rooney Mara eats a whole pie. You seen that?
I haven't seen that. I've
There's
seen
a
I've
scene where
seen
Rooney Mara
Jean
eats a whole
Dielman
pie.
where she
Oh,
just
I haven't. I gotta watch that. That's only what 6 hours long.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. I mean, I guess yeah, like Ozu and Mizuguchi both kind of known for this sort of dispassionate, pulled back, like
Right. Yeah.
restrained filmmaking, you know, or like camera work at least.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Lot of like dolly moves in this movie. A lot of kind of
yes.
but they all feel very deliberate. Like whenever the camera does move, it's like, oh, we're seeing something now, or just
Yeah.
or it's moving like with people like through a
Yeah.
space.
But
Does that
often
a
it's
lot
like
too.
revealing something new when the
Yeah.
camera's moving.
Sometimes we hear a character speak off screen first, and then the camera will like slowly come around, and we see who's talking.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I don't know. At the end of this movie, when it's like, oh yeah, she died, like credits, I just out loud to no one just said, "Damn, dude."
The last
Harsh.
thing that I have to say about this movie is that they bought wind chimes at 2 in the morning. There was like an outdoor wind chime
wind chime.
salesman.
Yeah, like a wind chime cart.
A wind chime sale.
They went to the wind chime truck.
They're like, hey, they made a mention of saying it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy a wind chime? I don't know. Maybe people are out and
Hey,
about real
you know,
late those days.
Turn of the century Japan.
Meiji era.
Maybe
or
that was
something.
maybe that was just how things went. I didn't find out a lot of information about it. I am curious just like what it was like making movies in Japan as they were like going to war
Yeah.
in various places, because Japan was already at war with China at this point.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. The only thing that I know about existing in that period of Japan is Barefoot Gen, just from the comic book Barefoot Gen that I read. But that's not.
It's not relevant.
It's not. Well, it's not real. You know.
Oh well.